This story was tagged to me on Twitter by Ashton Lewis, coming out of Florida yet again. I feel, to be honest, I feel like I haven't talked about Florida in a while. Maybe I have, but it Florida is going to be Florida at the end of the day. Maybe I have, I can't remember. But anyway, in this picture, you see a man by the name of David Kanasof, and he is a white nationalist, and he looks like that creature, from the Lion King, the one that Timon was. That's what he looks like. I forgot the actual name of it, but that's what he looks like. No, he looks like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. That's who he looks like. But anyway, he's a white nationalist out of Florida, and they said he was preaching a race war, and he was arrested because he had a hit list, and on that hit list it included law enforcement. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the people that was in law enforcement may know the guy. And when I say no, I mean in the terms of they probably are part of the same type of groups that he is. But let me go ahead and read this story. It says, on Saturday, ABC 10 News reported that David Kanasof, a suspected white supremacist arrested in Fort Lauderdale, had a hit list, and that two of his targets were law enforcement officers. Now, let me stop right there. I wonder if they would have actually recovered or got this guy if the law enforcement officers' names were not on that list, or would they have dragged their feet if they weren't? That's what I would like to know, because if you look at how this thing is framed, it seems like they're only going after him because it had two law enforcement names on there. So out of everyone in that law enforcement, it only had two names on there. Makes you wonder what two it was. It says white nationalists, so I'm going to only assume that they were not white. But then again, with the way some of them have been carrying on lately, it possibly could have been. The hit list reference on Facebook reportedly included the names of a Broward Sheriff Office deputy and a Fort Lauderdale Police Department officer. According to court documents, detectives first received a tip-off from Kanasof's friend, a sergeant with the U.S. Army. Officer Jack DeCristofalo, sounds Italian, said that his friend has said that he's become involved in white supremacy. The friend is a black man, and he had the conversation that when the race war comes, they will be on opposite sides. Did you hear that? He said the friend is a black man, but when the race war comes, they will be on opposite sides. In layman terms, his white palm-colored ass has no problem taking out his black friend when a quote-unquote race war pops off. He's letting him know where he stands as a white man in this country, in this establishment, and where you stand as a black man in this establishment, no matter how long you two have been friends. Kanasof has not yet been charged over the threats, but he is accused of violating a risk protection order, which carries a separate felony charge. Not yet charged. The guy is trying to incite a race war, and he has a hit list. He's a threat to the community. But this is palm-colored privilege we're talking about here. They like to drag their feet when it comes to situations like this, even when it could definitely affect them. But then again, if it did affect them directly, they probably would act accordingly. But then again, you never really truly know when it comes to palm-colored. Sometimes they act and go by the script, and sometimes they go off script. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.